Let's do this. Good morning, everybody. Oh, and just as I go live, my voice stops working. Good morning, everybody. I'm Clarice. Hi from BeHealing.com. Welcome to Psychic Cafe. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Hey, Christine. Hey, Jamie. Yeah, we've got some moderators. We didn't have any moderators in the house, in the cafe on Monday. He decided to go AWOL on the same day. So welcome back. So I'm going to be putting cards for the collective, doing some channeling for the collective. But if anyone wants a mini read, then they're available. If you've got a burning question for your higher self or you just want some guidance, then you can do that. Just check out that pinned comment, the comment that's pinned up top of the live chat for you to know the instructions of how to get one of those. It's by donation. There's a PayPal link in there, which is my preferred way, but you can use Super Chat, Super Sticker if you want. And if you've got a question for your higher self, then do put a capital Q in the comments at the start of your comment so that I can find it easy. Hey, Mandy. First card's out is a good one. It's to dance with joy. Yay! They have been very positive, apart from yesterday's new moon, which was all over the place. There have been kind of positive messages lately. Hey, Tara. Hey, Amanda. There have been, kind of. There's a bit of a backlash. There's stuff going on. That was a weird new moon, wasn't it? Did anyone feel it? That was a weird one. And I'm glad it wasn't just me in that energy update. There's all kinds of things going on. And when I watched people's astrology, it was really similar. So it wasn't just me. My actual day went pretty well, apart from we've got COVID on the island big time now. There's 2 clusters broken out, one at a supermarket on the south of the island. It's 50 people. 50 people yesterday with Delta. We think it's Delta. It's spread. And at a resort and dive shop that are linked together. And so we've all got to be super careful now. Super careful here. It's no longer just the isolated cases that have come in on the island. It came in on a ferry, of course. It came in on a night ferry. One of the workers on the ferry got it. And then it's been passed on from there. So. Hi, Penny. You good? I was just reading one of your comments, Penny, on one of the videos. Okay, let's get a kitty cat out. And so we've got our second vaccinations later on this month. So we're all, well, 83% of us that are living on this island are single vaccinated, which doesn't give us the best help in all of this. It really spreads quickly. Yeah, it's a bit of a worry. This is the first time it's been a bit of a worry. I was watching videos about it last night from doctors saying about, about chances, just about your immunity and stuff like that. Those that have got COVID and have had both of the jabs have got the best coverage for Delta. But be all right. Just keep on exercising though. Generosity here. Generosity. What was the energy update today? It was about asking your own heart what it is that you're doing, especially if you've made a decision lately, and trusting that above other people's reactions, because people have reactions. Something great can happen to you and they'll have a reaction to it. So we've got to pay less heed to other people and what they think, because it's just based on their own filters, what they've been through, their own fears and stuff like that. Opinions, they can be bothersome. So generosity here. Maybe this is about us just being generous with people. In other words, they're having their reactions or whatever, but being generous with them. It means that they've got baggage, right? So we can be compassionate. I'm getting a compassionate vibe from this card. Get your second next week. Good. I think mine's on the 27th. Let me check. 25th. 2 weeks I'm getting mine, 2.5 weeks. Yeah, so it's not the best timing. Like, it could have waited until we got our second jabs, couldn't it? It was to dance with joy, Maria. To dance with joy. It's a really good one. And generosity, which is great too. Well, let's leave it there. You've got a view from my brush and handle. Relax. Let's get a legendary lady out. It was the supermarket that I went to when I went and did my immigration weeks ago, though, so I'm good. But I never go to that supermarket unless I need something really specific. It's right on the other side of the island. So the poor little hospital here apparently is really struggling. I think they've got 5 people in. They're telling everyone, if you get it, stay at home and take care of yourself. The hospital can't handle it. Or if you get symptoms, get yourself to the other island where there's a bigger hospital. That's what they're telling us. That's it. We want to get vaccinated, and then hopefully they're developing a booster for the Delta. The videos that I watched last night, just to get some real lowdown on it, not conspiracy theorist claptrap. But they were saying if you haven't had COVID and you haven't had a vaccination, you're really taking your chances, especially because this new variant is bad. Seeing your mum shortly, she's deteriorating. Oh, sorry to hear that, Maria. Yeah, we need a booster. We need I think it's 8 months after your double vaccination. It's a good idea for us to get a booster. That's what the doctors were saying. So hopefully they developed a booster, which will be a Delta or whatever's next, because of course this could develop further, mutate further. But they say the more people that are vaccinated, the less likely mutations will happen, because the faster we fight it off. It's something about the mutations occur when it's allowed. We're a host to it for a longer time, so it can mutate, something like that. Your pictures were great, Maria. What a good idea. Pickies like that. When I was divorcing, I was stopped in a supermarket and by one of those people trying to sell photo shoot sessions. And I said, I'm just going through divorce, do the usual UK thing of like pushing people away. And so I'm going through a divorce, I don't think it's the right time. And they said, probably exactly the right time. You'll have something to remember, like you and the kids and stuff. And I did. I had this photo. I decided to. I'm like, you're probably right. Probably is the perfect time to do it. And so it's me and my 3 kids, and it was great. I don't have a photo of it anymore. I've got the big picture, the big one that I had printed in Australia in storage. But unfortunately, when changing phones, I took a photo of it. Unfortunately, when changing phones, I've lost the photo. We've got Arakura here, blooming. Nice. Hey, Timothy. Oh, my reading just arrived. The one that I ordered. I want to watch it. Blooming. Let's read her out. I'd forgotten about that. Arakura. It's your time to shine. Yay. And you're coming into your own with the assistance of the goddess of the underworld and prosperity, Arakura. You're being recognized for the beautiful soul you are. Get ready to blossom. Yay. Hey, guess what I did yesterday? I got myself a Thai bank account. I feel like a grown up. I know, I've got a Thai bank account. Next step, Thai credit card. And I put a big chunk of money in it. Well, transferred it. It's not in there yet. From Australia. This is great. So less fees for taking cash out. Like, it cost me $10 to transfer a lot of money. I transferred a lot of money. And yeah, it's good. I only needed a Thai credit card now because then I won't be hit. I'm hit with international charges all the time. Oh, it's tarot time. Should we do it? Let's give you a different view while I remember. And I started my new exercise program 2 days ago. I've done 2 of them. My legs, oh my God, it was leg day first day. Yesterday it was arms and push-ups and stuff. That was okay. It's good. It's a 10-week program. I'm just so excited by it. She's amazing. Caroline Gervin. You can just look at her body. It changes your body incredibly, especially if you're already lean and fit. Like my body's going to look very different in 10 weeks' time for sure. It's pretty intense. I love it. Hey, Amanda. How's your trip, Tim? 6 of Embers is the card of victory. Yay. Very positive energies. Push-ups hurt. Yeah. I didn't get that. Sandy's doing it as well. What did she do? Leaning push-ups and tricep push-ups. They're the same. I think they're the same. They're the same. They're the same when I do it anyway. Those dive bomber push-ups. No, can't do them. It's a good program though. I love it. What's today? I don't know whether I'll have time to do it today, but I wanna. I will. I'll shoot all my videos and then I'll do it. Oh look, we've got the Ace of Trees too. The Ace of Pentacles. Big offer. A golden opportunity to do something that's big. It's life-changing stuff. Victory in that. Nice. Who's that? That was Chicken Cat. Bambury. Oh, paid showers. Remember that in France. Camping. Makes you realize how great it is at home. 2 of Pentacles then. So a big offer coming in that we're going to be, it's going to be a victory for us, but we're like, oh, I'm not sure whether to take it. Why are we not sure? Well, she's got a lot of balance there. Yes, I agree. I like my home. This one. I was just thinking, I heard someone talking about laundry. I'm so happy I don't have to do my own laundry. Take my laundry to a laundry lady, and all my towels and bedding are done once a week by the staff here. I don't have to bother with that anymore. It was a chore. Remember when I had to do that stuff? It's the Knight of Cups. It's a love offer. Looks so young, isn't this card? The Knight of Cups. We're not sure whether to take it, so there's more involved. It's a love offer, a big offer. We're going to have victory with it, but for some reason we're not sure whether to accept this offer. So I don't know whether this is happening now or what. Only allowed to travel 5k due to lockdown. I can't really travel much more than that anyway, because this island is small. My voice was fine before I hit go live. And then immediately it started cracking up. It did coincide with me starting to drink my coffee there. You never made a trip? Oh. Yeah, if you're in the sticks, that would be difficult. Only being able to travel 5k, you might not be able to go to a shop. It's your current situation, is it? Okay, so this one's for Jamie. And I was just about to say, even if this offer isn't coming in right now, I think this reading is preparing us for when the offer does come in. And we're going to be up in arms about it. Excuse me. I have insurance now as well. The bank got me to get insurance. I haven't had insurance for, well, since I had a car in Australia. That's the last time I had insurance. And that was a long time ago. A long time ago. A very, very long time ago. And they were saying, well, if you die, you get this. Because my friend was in there with me, helping me get a bank account. So I don't care when I die. I'm not going to be here anymore. But we've got insurance now. And it covers hospital stuff as well. They gave me my little, like, insurance ID card thing to give at the hospital next time I'm there. Won't be going there for a while. It's got COVID. Oh, Ten of Swords. This is why. It's pain. It's painful endings. Probably from the past, right? Painful endings that we've had in the past. Traveled over 2,000 miles. You're 15k out of town. Oh. It better be a good one. Exactly, Mr. Bowers. I'm quite picky now. Anyway, this is why it's up in the air because of painful endings in the past. Let's get another one of these out. Thank you, Gabe. Hello, Gabe. The Chariot and the Page of Crystals. The Page of Crystals, that entrepreneur one, is it? Wait. I need to find out what this means because they came out together like that. The Chariot running toward the Page of Crystals there. Page of Crystals. Like that. Yeah, it's the entrepreneur. Your ideas and plans are headed in the right direction. So it's important to maintain focus on your goals and aspirations. Now is the time to make any concrete plans and to take action. All right, so we're fast forward toward solidifying it into being what we want it to be. That's why the Six of Embers has come out. So the offer isn't an exact match to what we want. It's a negotiation. That's what we're talking about here. It's a negotiation. But in this negotiation, we need to make sure that we leave this out of it. Our past pains and stuff, our past endings, painful endings, because we can't protect ourselves from past pain because it's already happened, and we shouldn't presume that it's going to happen again. So do you. Gabe's in the house. He sent me a donation. Thank you, Gabe. So we want to be fast forward toward this, our wishes. This is also saying, this is strange, right? Because the Page of Crystals is also the taking things slowly. It's like the Knight of Pentacles. It's got that slow nature to it and not rushing into hasty decisions, that kind of thing. But then we've got the Chariot, the rushing toward it. Let's read the Chariot out. The Chariot, number 7. It's your inner strength, confidence, and self-determination. It's standing up for yourself. Okay, it's not rushing toward. It's standing up for yourself for what you truly want in this negotiation, but recognizing what is the pain from the past and not trying to bring that into it. So we could get into a negotiation situation where we are fighting for something that's going to make us feel safer, which comes from lack, like insurance. That's why I don't have insurance. Well, I do now, but only because I had to say yes, because you have to do these things when you're at the mercy of a Thai person with a uniform on. You do. You just have to bend. You just have to smile at them and say, okay, yes. Yes, I want insurance. Of course I do. I want a bank account, so I want insurance. Someone had already told me. They get commission from it. So if they're doing you a favour, you do them a favour. What was I saying? You can't, yeah, that's why I don't get insurance, because I just deal with life when it comes at me. I haven't needed insurance for anything. I just deal with stuff. I mean, I trust life. I trust the universe. So why would I need insurance? That comes from a sense of lack. And that's what we're getting here too, is your negotiations should be about this, the Page of Crystals, what it is that you really want, rather than, so that's a positive, your wishes kind of thing, rather than Ten of Swords, the pain that you've experienced in the past, from past endings, painful endings. Got myself a new watch strap and a new watch face to go with it. I don't like scooters. I like riding my bicycle. I did a 9-hour workout of working. I did, I did 4.5 hours of exercise yesterday. I did a 2-hour workout with my buddies in the morning. I did and then I came back home and did some work, and then I rode my bicycle to go and get my bank account, and then I rode back, and then I did my strength training workout, arms, which was like 40 minutes, I think, and then went training for another hour. 4.5 hours of exercise yesterday. That was my exercise record according to my watch. Catch negative thoughts. This isn't really about negative thoughts, Sandy. This is about the wishes that we have that are born of lack, meaning the wishes that we have to protect ourselves. That it's not really like, oh, I'd really like to experience this. It's like, oh, I'd really not like to experience that again. And like we need to have a bit of that. But you know what I mean? It's just like insurance. Getting insurance because I'm scared. I don't want to go through that thing. It's like, yeah, we've got to know. So for example, you might want $20,000 to get yourself like an amazing car because you're dreaming about this car, or you might want $20,000 because you can't pay your bills and you're afraid. They're both very different vibrations. The universe gets on board with you if you've got a wish, like a wish like this, saying, yeah, I really want this thing. It gets on board then. But if you're like, oh God, I've got all these bills, and that, the universe doesn't get on board. It just doesn't join us in that. So that's the difference. So when we're talking about relationships, the pain points in the past, painful endings in the past, we might be wishing. So you might be wishing for a partner that, I don't know, You might be wishing for a partner that shows over loyalty kind of thing, you know, someone that's kind of needy because of because you've been cheated on in the past, say. And that is a wish born of lack rather than a, oh, I'd really like a clingy person, you know? It's like that. I need to put some jewelry on. When I was in the Carolinas in the early 80s, it was explained to me that if you fail to pay your fire dues, a Molotov cocktail comes through your front window. Yikes. Is your dream car 20,000? What is it, Sandy? Struth. What kind of car is it? Oh, I think mine is more than that. What colour? Very dark blue. Let's get some more cards out. So that could be why things are up in the air, because we're feeling, I want to protect myself a little bit more than this. Could I have a little bit more in this negotiation? A little bit more security from you, Mr. Knight of Cups. It's not insurance for the money at the bank. It's just accident insurance for me. Foreign banks aren't that bad. Americans are so scared of the rest of the world, right? We're all scared of America. Oh my God, I don't want to go there. But I know what you mean. One ton. That's your dream car. So different than mine. Me, I want a Porsche convertible. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, no, I'd be happy. You know, my first car was a new Beetle, one of those bright blue ones. I love that. I would get that again. It's just so cute. I like little cars like that, zippy little fast things. What's this? Oh, a choice to be made. Seven of Cups. Choices, choices, choices. They've all got something dodge about them, these choices. So, do you want this cup? It's got someone's head in it. Do you want this one? It's got a ghost in it. Do you want this one? It's got a snake in it. What are the others? That's got like a gremlin in it or a devil or something. There's one there. It looks like it's got jewels and nice things in it, but you know, you can't trust that, can you? That one seems to have victory in it, but there's always going to be a mixed bag, isn't it? The sound of it. Is it throaty? Well, for my retirement visa, I'm meant to have a lot of money in a Thai bank. Whether I'll do that or not, I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. You can apply for it anyway. The places that help you apply for these things, they've just got some bank accounts that they use and they put your name on it for a while and then put the next person's name on it for a while and stuff like that. I don't know how they do it in fact, but they just sort it out. Extortion. Wow. It's actually getting better here now. But you know, when countries move from third world to second world, which was quite some time ago for Thailand, they all I used to live in Uganda. It was going from third world to second world. It was exactly the same with every country. It goes through this period of when people get kind of greedy, but it goes through all of this. What's the word? I've got extortion in my head, and it's not true. It's just dodgy, right? It happens to every country. that goes through this process. And so we're at the tail end of that in Thailand now. You know, I used to have to put 200 baht in my passport. We don't do that anymore, hey? Well, when we're coming through immigration. You used to have to do that, otherwise you'd have trouble. It's like that. I didn't have to do that at the bank, but getting the insurance is a similar kind of thing, right? I think there are laws to stop that kind of thing, but still. So I've got some choices to make here, but they've all got, well, it's life. So it's always a mixture of gift and challenge. We've just got to make sure that we're not turning away the gifts just because we're fearing that the challenges are similar to the painful endings that we've had before. Let's get one more of these. Or 4 more. Well, it's the Ten of Swords again. The Star and the Four of Wands. Of course, the Four of Wands comes out because we always get that. And the Seven of Pentacles. No, the Eight of Pentacles. Oh, reaping the rewards of the work that we've put in. The wishes. The wishes of marriage, or the wishes of commitment, of solid, stable base. Four wands. It's solid, A table with 3 legs isn't very solid. A table with 4 legs it is. It ain't going anywhere. And so the wishes for that is what we're talking about here. The Ten of Swords is obviously very important. I think I better read that out of a book, because we're going to get the results of our efforts coming through. In other words, the rewards are here. It's a big offer. It's what we want. But our fears, this isn't the card of the fears. This is the card of the painful endings. But it's from the past. These painful endings from the past that might jeopardize what it is that we want. I'm going to read the Ten of Swords out of this book then. Starchild Tarot. What was the word that I was thinking of when everyone takes a backhander all the time? That happens in every single country. It goes through this dodgy phase before it rights itself, and they realize, oh, we should actually follow the laws that we've put in place because it's much better for everyone. Much fewer shootings, for sure. Ten of Swords. Oh wow, Christine. Ten of Swords. Here we go. Let's get all the goss on this Ten of Swords, because it's obviously important. It's come out twice, which means I'm missing something. When a card comes out twice like that, that's my guide saying, Claire, you didn't say what you were meant to say first time around. Girlfriends. Timothy's got all the girlfriends. I got a nice mixture now, guys and girls. I used to have kickbacks, yeah, but that's not the word I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of like a word where it's about a whole country where it goes through that. It'll come to me. The Ten of Swords is known to show up during difficult life challenges, which are often traumatic. There you go, disastrous or unexpected. My foot still hurts from kicking Mr. Hansen. Ow. This may be an indicator. I might have broken it on him. This may have also been an indication of lying deceit from someone else, with a hurtful outcome of feeling betrayed. Ouch. Know that despite the hardships, a new phase or beginning will transpire. Right. So that's what the universe is trying to give us, right? Despite the hardships, a new phase or beginning will transpire. But when we are shielding ourselves from that pain, when we're wary of that wound and we're trying to protect it all the time, we don't let that good stuff in. From processing and releasing this phase of your life, okay, that's what we've got to do. We've got to process and release that past phase of our life. You'll learn to move forward with illumination and strength and positivity, It's the transformation of negative experiences that puts everything else into perspective. In seeing past the shadows into the light which shines through. So this is about recovery, enlightenment, release. It's release. We're being asked to release now. To release these past pains instead of keeping on letting them fuel our decisions. And so this is saying stop going for safety. Release the past now. If you've put the work in, don't do it if you've not put the work in. If you've not put the work in, you're just manifesting the same things. What I mean by that is, this isn't saying, oh, you keep on attracting narcissists, let your guard down and the narcissist won't hurt you this time. It's not saying that. That would be stupid. We've got to have learned. We've got to put the work in. That's why we've got the Eight of Pentacles here. We've got to have put the work in. If you've put the work in to yourself, the self-love and all of that, then you're going to get the rewards back. Then you don't need to keep on with this. Because why? Because when the narcissist comes back in or whatever your pain point is, you're going to recognize it straight away. Of course you're going to recognize it because you've been doing the work, You're going to recognize it and say no to it. So we don't need to protect ourselves so much. Hi, David. Why are you shouting, David? Take caps lock off. It's cold enough, Gabe. You've got a question, Gabe, for your reading? Or did you put it in the email? Yes, you did. General guidance, please. Okay, Gabe. I was just waiting for you to say something in here. I would die if I lived in a cold country. I would die. I'm not very good at all in cold weather. Not at all. It's still cold, but it's not cold. It's not cold like somewhere else. Christine, you've not been anywhere else. It's freezing. It's freezing out there. God. When I went back to the UK the last time, I had to wear all of my clothes and have a blanket over the top of me, wear my Uggs constantly. I was constantly trying to turn people's heating up. It's just unbelievable. Can't deal with it. Can't deal with the cold anymore. Soft. Gabe, fulfillment, encouragement. What will fulfill you? Like really fill your cup, like make you feel really great, like really, really great. This is saying to me that you haven't been going for that. You haven't been going for that. You've been going for like better or something that will kind of feel good to you or better than it has been, but you're not thinking like, okay, what lifestyle, what kind of relationship or what work or whatever would feel amazing for me. This is like best life ever. Your higher self is encouraging you to picture that. You can do that best day thing. Have you ever done that exercise where you write down your ideal day? That's what it's called, ideal day exercise. Excuse me. So you imagine your ideal day from the point of waking up in the morning, and write it all down. How would you feel when you wake up in the morning? This is going to be like your most perfect day ever. And you go through everything, like what you eat and what you drink. Every single part of that day you go through your ideal day. And you'll find that when you do that exercise, you'll realize, well, a few things happen. When I first did that exercise, I wrote down what I thought should be my perfect day. So like me getting up and doing yoga and stuff like that, you know? drinking a green smoothie and doing yoga. And when I look back on that, I'm like, that was me trying to be perfect. That's not my ideal day. My ideal day would be so much fun. It wouldn't be as neat as all of that. I'm used to this climate. Nice and steady here. Even more so than where Christine is, because I used to live where Christine is. Well, not in Lismore, in Byron. Right by it. So, Gabe, do your ideal day thing and then let it morph, because as soon as you do that exercise, you'll get more and more ideas of what would be amazing, what you'd really like to experience, and go for that, because that's what your higher self in the universe wants you to experience. You are that. Go within and feel it. You can have that. This is about setting like really big goals and having dreams. It's like lighting up your dreams again, getting on with that. You know, when we're kids, we have these big dreams of like fanciful things that we want to do. We're tuned into that, and we're sure that we're going to do that when we're an adult. And then when we're an adult, we get dragged down by all the crap that adults have got to do, like bank accounts and insurance, and then we get focused on all of that and we forget the big dreams. Again, this is saying get back to the big dreams. Well, not even back to the big dreams. From what you know now, create some new big dreams. What would be amazing? What would really fulfill you? What would be just have you like laughing all day long and feeling full of love and stuff? I hate the cold too, Christine. We just gotta stay in these temperate climates. So we've put the work in. If we have put the work in, you guys are putting the work in, so that we don't need to keep on protecting ourselves from that. So, Gabe, it seems like you've got good things along on the way, but you need to get aligned with that first. So you need to get reaching for that with your mind first, and then your feelings. Hey, Jessica. Okay, Mortara. Remember, we've got to dance with joy, gratitude, and blossoming here. Something good's happening. Something's happening with my body. It's good things that are happening, but it's sore along the way to get in there. I can highly recommend strength training. You just got to laugh at yourself. Like the trainers have been laughing at me the last 2 days. Because I can't do push kicks. My glutes hurt so bad. It hurts even sitting down. And so push kicks, lifting your leg up straight. I can still kick to the side, not a problem. The normal Muay Thai kicks, but push kicks. So they keep on getting me. Push kick. Teep. It's called in Thai teep. And then they laugh at me when I go, take a deep breath, lift my leg up. Pain. But it's worth it in the end, because you get so strong. You'd love to dance, paint, and write. You want a thing as well, don't you? Like a little garden. What's it? Little homestead kind of thing. 8 of Cups, walking away. What's this? Walking away. It was that. It was on the bottom of the deck. I was just, in my mind, I was like, was it that one? Was it that one, guys? 3 of Swords, walking away from the heartbreak. Walking away from the heartbreak. That's what we've got to do now. Walk away from past heartbreaks if we've put the work in. If you haven't, what I mean, you know, I think I explained that properly. If you haven't put the work in, don't walk away from past heartbreaks. If you haven't empowered yourself yet, you need to still be on with that. You need to be learning about that. We shouldn't open up before it's time to open up. And that empowerment step is so important. We don't want to be letting any kind of crap in. This is saying, like, once you've put that work in, then we need to open up again. Then we need to walk away from the heartbreak. Then we can trust ourselves to protect ourselves in the moment, and we don't need to have this contingency plan if in this negotiation of asking this Knight of Cups to be something in order to protect us, you know, that. It sounds like a nice life to me, Christine. Dancing, painting, writing, goats as well. You've got to include goats. You need goats in your garden. See, that wouldn't suit me. Get the goats, yes, not the garden. I'd need gardeners. I'd need someone to do that. I'm not a gardener. I've got gardeners here. Cleaning the paths at the moment with pressure. Howsy things. Let's get one more of these out. They take such good care of this place. You know where I live? This resort. It's a dive. All the resorts here are dive places as well. It's a dive resort. It's the biggest in the world. It's the biggest in the world. This is the biggest dive shop in the world. I didn't know that. I was talking to someone about it the other day. Can't remember who. And I was saying, like, well, it's the biggest place on the island. And I said, yeah, and the world. I'm like, seriously? King of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. This is like overthinking things of how you've been left out before. So this is a big warning today of not turning down these gifts and these blessings, the things that are going to make us dance with joy, what we're blossoming into by focusing on the past pains and the heartbreaks and the being left out of things, overthinking things so that we try and protect ourselves from being left out of stuff. We've got to put the past behind us now, is the point of this. Put the past behind us. And to do that, we need to have felt it as well. All of this. Look at all this pain here on the table. We've got to have felt that. Well, you haven't let go of, you haven't done the work then, Mr. Bowers. If it follows you and repeats itself, that's when you're not realizing. When it repeats itself, that's because you're not getting the lesson kind of thing. So, I did a private reading yesterday and this came up in it as well. We live in a world that has all kinds of people in it, right? And it's not going to be an ideal world. In an ideal world, we'd all just open up and then everyone would be perfect and we wouldn't get hurt. And so in an ideal world, we wouldn't need to empower ourselves, would we? But in the world that we actually live in, we do need to empower ourselves. So we need to recognize these things when we see it and have firm boundaries and walk away from things and people and say no and protect ourselves. Stand up for ourselves. And it's not ideal, but the world isn't ideal and we've got to, live in the world that we're in. So when something is repeating itself, that means not necessarily that you've done something wrong and you need to learn the lesson. It's that you need to learn how to live in the world with people like that in it and recognize that that's going to happen and have a way to deal with that, with you being in integrity, but also drawing up boundaries to it. Then once you get that and once you're strong in yourself, then it's not going to repeat itself. It will try and repeat itself. It will try and repeat itself, but you'll deal with it. You don't go diving. I used to go diving every day. Oh, I loved it. Oh, I've been through that phase. There's a lot of people here going through that phase now. I went through that years ago. Before I got to Byron, I started diving and I loved it. And I was just like the people out here, crazy about it, doing it all the time. Every day, wake up in the morning, jump on my bike, go down in the dive centre where they had me 3 dives for helping out. And it was the best. And then when I was living on the yacht, we had one set of dive gear there. So we were a bit naughty, break the rules. I would go diving first, check it all out, because I had more dive experience than him. And I'm a rescue diver. He's just in open water, I think. I can't remember. And then we'd watch. We wouldn't go deep anyway. We'd watch each other from the surface. And then he'd go down to the same thing. So yeah, it's all about empowerment now, Mr. Bowers. So it's not so much about you learning a lesson, but it kind of is. It's not anything you're doing wrong. It's still them doing something wrong. But we've got to realize we're not living in an ideal world. There's going to be people like that, and we need to stop choosing them. And when they come into our lives, which they will, say no to them. Got to recognize it. And so it could be something like this, Mr. Bowers. It could be that you're trying to protect yourself from a particular pain point, and you don't realize you keep on choosing the same people. Like that example I gave, right? So you've been cheated on in the past, and so you're wanting someone that's like always there with you, and so you choose someone that's clingy. And then they might do the same thing. You know what I mean? If we're choosing from that pain point to try and get around it, we end up choosing the exact thing that's hurt us. Or the behavior that the things that we do with them, the way that we treat them brings out that behavior in them. It's very hard to be in a relationship with someone that's questioning you all the time because of their insecurities. And for it not to bring that behavior, that exact behavior that they don't want in you. Do it with a child. Treat them like that there's something wrong with them, and they're naughty or something like that, and they will be. With exactly the same one with adults. Had an ex here, he just kept on saying that he thought that I had a lot of boyfriends. No, I don't. And I don't even have one now because you're not with me anymore. Too much. Made me leave him for someone else. He brought it about himself because of his insecurities, and it just wasn't true at all. But I got so sick of it, and especially because he was withdrawing from me because of it, something that wasn't even true. So, yeah. But it's complicated to figure it out of how we are attracting that. No, it's not attracting it because there's every kind of person out there. It's how we're letting it in. And sometimes it's like the lack of confidence in ourselves as well, and the self-worth and stuff of what we're choosing. We might be choosing too loud. It's really draining being with those sorts of people. I know, Mandy, it is. Insecure people are just like, oh, no, just no. Take your story somewhere else. Dump that on someone else. Letting go. I surrender joyously to the ebbing and flowing of life. Mm-hmm. Let it go. Let the past stuff go. Heartbreak. The feeling left out. The painful endings. The walkings away. The being left. The being abandoned. All of it. Gotta let it go. And also, this is where the self-love comes in as well. If we're being abandoned, we've got to make sure that we're not abandoning ourselves, because that's something that happens, right? Someone abandons us, and then we abandon ourselves even more. We stop taking care of ourselves. We just get into that, I've been abandoned, so I'm not going to look after myself anymore. We add insult to injury by doing it to ourselves too. We've got to recognize when we do that and stop doing it. Love ourselves instead. It's not about your insecurities, it's the choices they make. Yeah, but you're choosing the people that make those choices. That's the thing. Why are you choosing people that would make those choices? Maybe out of insecurity. Why aren't you choosing someone that's real good? What's that noise? It's really crazy when someone you thought a year goes away out of your league. Now looks to be way below my league. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. And you know what's interesting in this reading here is that they've shown up as the Knight of Cups, which I know is the one that's saying a love offer is coming in. But the Knight, so young, you know. Not young in years maybe, but young, like not mature, not knowing what they want. It's like once you reach this place of maturity and what you want, you wouldn't settle for anything less, you know. Meaning is surrender, relinquish control, allow spirit to take over. You don't need to do everything by yourself. All is well. It's time to just let it go and enjoy the ride. Doing so gives others permission to let go in their lives. Yes, you next will be making awesome choices. Everything or nothing, that's where I'm at right now. Everything or nothing. Oh, my arms. Oh, arm trauma from scratching your back. Justice, you see. We're going to get our karma. Going to get our just rewards, our match. The match of the energy we're giving out. That's why we don't want to put out the Ten of Swords energy. Past pain, we don't want to match to that. My past pain is the married thing. The married. The married and lying to me that they're not married. Or the married telling me the truth about that. But somehow thinking I'm going to be okay with it, and I'm not. Justice. So the match will come in. I'm going to read that out of this book. No, I'm not. I'm going to read it out of that book. I was just corrected. I'm being lazy. Oh, my legs. Oh, God. What's the workout today? What is it? Muse Tarot. Oh, my. I just got to keep moving, otherwise you seize up. Justice 11. Truth and integrity. Fair compensation. The law. Cause and effect. Being responsible for your choices and actions. That. Being responsible for your choices and actions. Balance. Equity. Karma. Ethics. Consequences. Retribution. Karmic alterations. And all the things race through her mind as she approaches the gateway of justice. Even though the destination is the same, the way she arrives has great bearing. Oh, even though the destination is the same, the way she arrives has great bearing on her experience of the journey. Shall I read that again? Even though the destination is the same to this justice, the way she arrives has great bearing on her experience of the journey. That's it. You can arrive like this in all this pain and make it painful and bring out the pain in it. Or can leave it behind us, knowing that we're making the right choices for ourselves, knowing that we can protect ourselves when the things come up, these pain points come up. We can do it. We can do it. It hurts. It hurts. As much as I'm attracted to Mr. Handsome, and I want to be with him. I do. And we're with each other every day, and it's great. I have to keep it in that friend zone. I will not let it get to anything else, not unless something big changes, because I've got to protect myself. So I've got to put my feelings aside and his feelings aside. And he's doing the same thing as well. So good on him. it's doing the right thing, and go, well, no, that's because that's a deal breaker. It has to be friendship unless something changes, and that's in his court, not mine. Have I done the right thing? Yes. Do I feel proud of my actions? Yes. Have I been honest and fair? Yes. Do I walk with integrity? Yes. Have I acted in alignment with my heart and with my values? Yes. You know, old me would have attacked him in a way, or refused to talk to him and not be friends with him. But I like him too much. I can't do that. Another version of the old me would have just settled for the affair. But no, I'm not going to do that. I know myself too much. I don't want to get so involved, and no, it's just going to be a mess. So I'm not going to do that. I've learned. Have I acted in alignment with my heart and my values? Yes. Right. And so from that, the way that we're approaching it, that's where we get the what's due to us. It almost feels like the final test. Do I have my boundaries? Yes. Have I done the right thing? Yes. You know, all the decisions that I've made in my life, pretty much, I don't regret at all. Yes, I know more now, and I would have chosen differently in the past than if the me now is going through the stuff I've been through in the past. Of course, I would have lived it very differently, and that's called learning, right? But along the way, with whatever I knew at the time, the information I had, all of that, I did the right thing. I did the right thing. Even the one regret that I have is having kids before I was healed. But even then, how can I regret that? You know? How can I regret that? So yeah, thanks, Tim. Yeah, it is. It's new to me, this, because we're in each other's lives, and I love that he didn't run away. I love that he didn't run away. And that we're keeping the relationship that we've got going. That's good. I mean, it's just doing the right thing. It's doing the right thing. It's not acted on any of it, hey? Yeah, good on him. Her benevolent intentions have seeded her path with positive experiences and added ease. Huh. With a clear heart, she takes full responsibility for her actions. Yeah. And because when we don't do that right, we get into these situations and then we pretend we're a victim to it. We've done that. We've all done that before, right? We've not done that. We've not done the right thing. We've slept with them and then complained, but they're married and they're cheating on me and all of this. And it's like, no, you chose it. You went into it knowing that. You knew. If I know now, I knew then, but maybe didn't have the confidence or the firmness in what I'm choosing and knowing what I want to keep my eyes on the prize of what it is that I want, you know. With a clear heart, she takes full responsibility for her actions, and with the law of cause and effect, her reality has been fashioned in kind. In the beginning, there's a choice. In the middle, there's justice, law, karma, and in the end, law. It's the Thai word for handsome. And in the end, we meet our own hearts with great clarity. We meet our own hearts with great clarity. It just unfolds, and we realize, I just had to stand firm for what I want. It's that easy, eh? Good job, Sandy. We're growing up, aren't we? In our old age. God, I need glasses. And all that's left, I need glasses for distance. I need to go to the optician. It's okay not to be able to read something like this. I mean, that's always been a bit tricky, right? I have to put it to there. That's not so bad. But when I can't see who someone is that's 20 meters away from me, I need glasses. All that's left are choices, yet all I do is sway. When right and wrong are voices, then the caused effect I pay. Inconsequential deviation, from black and white I stray, when my passion clearly pushes back and walks me toward the grey. Want me to read that again? All that's left are choices, and yet all I do is sway. When right and wrong are voices, then the caused effect I pay. Inconsequential deviation, and from black and white I stray, when my passion clearly pushes back and walks me toward the grey. This is why it's so important to love ourselves, right? And know ourselves. First 45 years of childhood are the hardest. Yes. It's true. It's true. I still think he might be my man, just because of all of this stuff we're going through now. I don't know, he might not be, he might not make any changes. But whatever it is, it's sweet. And it's nice to meet someone with an integrity like that, and I'm pretty sure that he hasn't had it before, you know. I'm pretty sure that he's been a player. I'm pretty sure that he's been married a long time, and I'm pretty sure he's been unhappy for a long time. And I think he's just been playing. Not with me, though, mate. Not with me. Nine of materials and the Six of emotions. The Nine of materials being independence, making our own wishes come true, paying the bills, having a house, all of that stuff. Six of emotions, the longing, the looking back, the wishes that we had as a kid. Here, I'm going to fly in a plane, see the world. That kid, just like I was saying to Gabe, those wishes that we had, I'm going to be an astronaut, that kind of thing. She's looking back. She's like, whatever happened? Whatever happened to that idea that I had when I was a kid? I was just going to eat whatever I wanted. Well, I tried that and it wasn't very good for me. What else did I think when I was a kid? I wanted to be a vet. I don't know why I wanted to be a vet. So isn't me. But I did. Like people in this last month that are in the 70s and 80s that you'd like to grow up to be like, nice. Well, you know, it could have been a play with me if I'd have allowed that. That's the way it would have gone if I hadn't have stood in my integrity. For every player, there's someone that gives in, you know? That's what I mean by we've got to put these past hurts behind. If you just like say yes to them, if you're needy for love and you just say yes to them, you're going to end up getting played over and over again. But if you're not needy for love and you're standing in your integrity, you're not going to get played. The player's going to be out there. And it's true. The players play other people. They don't play me. They used to. I used to let them. Not anymore. Players don't play me. No, not to. Hey, Shonda. So it's not about them. It's not about their playing. It's about the integrity you hold in yourself. I know because there's like major players on this island. I remember this guy came up to talk to me once. I was just disgusted by him. My first interactions with him were overhearing a conversation he was having with one of my friends, and the way he was speaking to her was just disgusting. And I was like stood in the club listening to this, and after he'd walked away, I said, "You're gonna let him speak to you like that?" And she's like, "Oh, he's just like that," but she was making excuses. I'm like, I wouldn't let anyone speak to me like that. Like, just no way. Anyway, he kept the hell away from me. I never had any. He's back here on the island now. and he's wary of me. He only came up to talk to me once. He plucked up the balls to talk to me one time, and he was all like, meh, meh. And I said, when I first saw you, I thought you were a complete dick. And he said, and now? I said, I think you're a complete dick. And he said, you're right. And then he walked away. I knew it. Like I hadn't just, but my point being, someone like that can't even get anywhere near me, and if they pluck up the balls to even talk to me, I remain in integrity. I'm not going to go, like, if you've chosen me now, great. No, no. So even though there's people like that around, they're kind of scared of me now. Everyone's scared of you. Everyone's scared of you, Claire. I keep on hearing that. It should be. Self-integrity directly related to how one feels about itself. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Beth. What that's about, really. That 9 of materials and the 6 of emotions, looking back on being independent and looking back when we haven't been independent and when we've been a pushover and all of that stuff. I mean, there's always going to be people like that around, and some of them are just so dumb that they're the ones that approach you. But you don't have to let them in. And usually your energy, when you're confident and you are in that in alignment like that, it scares them off. I had Thai tea with bubbles in it for the first time yesterday. He said, "Do you want bubbles?" I'm like, "You know what I do? I want bubbles." Those are just like lollies, aren't they? Sweet things. Made for an interesting game, trying to suck them out through the straw, through all of the ice. Well, I was waiting for my mate at the bank, and so few people on the island now. Everyone that went past stopped to have a chat. I love living in small communities like this. When I'm in integrity. If you're not in integrity, small communities like this are a nightmare. That's another good thing about Mr. Handsome as well. You can't play. Not when you people like us. The tapioca, are they? It's kind of nice. In a small community like this, you can't play. Like, if anything happened between us, everyone would know right away. Everyone would know. You can't go anywhere or do anything without people seeing here. And then within a few hours, everyone will know. You can get away with a certain amount when you're a new tourist here, because you kind of turn a blind eye to the tourists. But when you start seeing the same face over and over again, you start paying attention to them, then you're fucked. Then we're in your business. But people that have been here 22 years or 5 years, me, we're known. So that's good. There's the Knight of Cups again. Bobber. Everyone knows everything. You really can't do anything. You almost followed me home at the weekend. You got halfway. Couldn't go any further. He'd already gone too far. He'd gone to where my laundry lady is. Already too far. Turn back. Knight of Cups. 9 of Pentacles again. Oh, I didn't get that message then. The single independent and the Ace of Swords underneath that. Okay, I'm going to read these two out because we've already got that out of the Muse. Let's read the Ace of Swords out of the Muse as well. It's nice. It's nice. I like the small community life. I do. But you've got to be in integrity. You've got to be in a high integrity. He is. I mean, he is. He's very well respected here. Hey? So am I. He is. He's a good man. Nine of Pentacles. Right, let's read this out because I'm missing something, obviously. Pentacles, where are you? What are they in here? The 9. Here we go. The vibration of success, self-made wealth, independence, enjoying time alone, the fruit of your labor, security and comfort, security within ourselves, yeah. Lavishness, contentment, sophistication, status, prosperity, the brim of joy, on the edge of it, right, that's good, the brim of joy. Why? Because this is having everything for yourself. This is like you being in integrity with yourself and doing it for yourself and fulfilling yourself and having what you want in your life for yourself, but you're single still, so you're on the brim of joy. But the point of almost being able to have that with someone else, you know. The Muse pours blessings into the present because the protective facade of the hard-working 9 of Materials has finally dropped away. The protective facade of the hard-working 9 of Materials has finally dropped away. The independent, the staunch independence of, I'm right, like the Christine, that Christine energy. And I'm not saying that you're in the wrong at the moment. You're absolutely not. You're doing exactly the right thing. But this is saying, like, when you get to that point where you don't need to be that anymore because you can be open and trust yourself in every situation. This is saying that protective facade, we just don't need that anymore, right? And this is why it was going on about all of this before. You know, it correlates with that 10 of Swords. We don't need to protect ourselves like that anymore. We don't need to base our choices based on that protection mechanism anymore because we've got this. We've got this. Yes, there is something he could do. He could do what the ties don't do, which is set each other free. And I understand why they don't do that. Why they don't do that, like I said, is that they're coming out of a third world. No, they're not. It's definitely second world country. But the relationships are on catch up at the moment. It's still very much about once you're married, and that's it. Because it's a financial thing. It's you have to take care of them for the rest of your life. Now, we in the first world have moved beyond that, right? And we will set each other free. And divide assets up and something like that. But for the majority here, the Thai women do not have the finances. It's still very old-fashioned in that way. It's shifting out of that. And so as a first worlder looking onto them in their relationships, this is like, you're all unhappy in these marriages, but you don't set each other free. It's like, why would you do that? Why would you do that to someone, and why would you do that to yourself? But I get it, because of the way that they live here. It's a bigger thing. It's like, it's not in the first world. I don't think we do it right, but it's different. In the first world, we tend to be coupled away. We tend to be independent, like one person in a place like this. This is very unusual, the way that I'm living for Thai. They're like, you live alone like that by yourself? That's not what they do. They all live together. Families, big extended families. It's a big deal. Getting a divorce is a big deal. They don't do it. So yeah, of course. There is something they could do, but whether he'll do it or not, I don't know. Very, I would say very unlikely, but it just depends, eh? He's got a grown-up child. He's been married a long time. So we'll see. Let's get back to this. Her gritty mask faded as soon as she realized that her own internal light was the only way to the infinite safety and success she craved. Her gritty mask faded as soon as she realized that her own internal light was the only way to the infinite safety and success she craved. She didn't need to fake this status or covet this prosperity. She simply had to step into her garden of creature comforts after doing the work required. She did the work happily, and now her harvest is here. The Muse wants you to dance and rejoice in this type of success. You know who you are, in essence, and the world will respond in kind. Find contentment and radiate with purpose, vitality, presence, and so much love. Walking in the world as nothing but yourself and doing things your way with your heart will create a funnel for material magic and success. Nice. You've been waiting for someone to have a reading. Someone let Christine P. Come dance with me in my field full of flowers. I will gift you my infinite love. Come radiate here your essential being and be showered with me from above. That's sweet. So it is. It's about having that integrity. It's about having that integrity and knowing that we can open up from that point of the nanomaterials. Yeah, they all live together here. And that's nice. That's something that I like about this culture, is that, and you join the families, you know. It's like yesterday, so it's a big deal yesterday. Turned up and at training, and everyone's talking about it. Okay, there's 50 people on this island with COVID now. Lots of talk about it. Everyone's a little bit unsettled by it, you know. First major threat that we've had. And so we all worked out together. There's less people there than usual, which is kind of, well, it was raining as well, so understandable. And so we got done faster than usual. But then afterwards, when we finished, we all sat there. We all sat there together. We didn't leave like we usually do and get on with our days. We all sat there together and talking still, you know. Not about that stuff, just about other stuff, just lightening stuff up and laughing and joking and all kinds of things, and just talking about anything, just about which fruit ladies have got what fruit and what we have delivered and stuff like that. Just normal stuff. And that, the way that we form families here, I mean, I'm part of the family there. They can depend on me. I know I can depend on them. It's really sweet. And I like the way that they do it in families too, you know. It's because it's good in a way. They stand by each other like that and take care of each other, and that whole extended family thing, it is really nice. But there's something about, I'll just stop, Christine. There's something about their romantic relationships and the way, like, Thailand is the cheating capital of the world because of this. It's not that they're big cheaters, it's that they stay in relationships too long. They've also got a lot of arranged marriages as well here. Take it with you. What are you watching on, Christine? Your phone? Laptop? Take a laptop with you. Or have you got a big clunky computer? You can't take it with you. Okay, so that's the Nine of Pentacles. So it's that staunch, gritty mass that we've got, like, I'm independent and I will not let you in. I'm softening up from that now. I had that at first, the thought of a relationship. I'm like, but now I'm really enjoying my space and all of that. Do I really want to let someone in? I'm softening up from that. I'm getting a bit more fluid, flowy with it. I won't just let anyone in. Oh, poor. There's a guy. I had a fling with him a long time ago. And, I put myself on Tinder a couple of weeks ago. He was on there calling himself another name. And, of course, I didn't like him. I didn't like anyone. I swiped left on all of them. But I went down as I was riding out the next day after that. He was riding past, and he looked so hurt. He knew that I didn't like him on there. Anyway, his feelings, his problem. Ace of Swords. Ace of Voices. A flash of clarity, a fresh revelation, a new paradigm. A new paradigm, wow. Visionary thinking, new goals and realities. Flashlight of truth. The girl with the rainbow hair. She smiles as she opens up your way of thinking and perceiving. Yeah. This is about being more open-minded, isn't it? Just like Gabe said. Soften up again. You carried me around in your pocket, Beth. Oh, Christine's back. We can start again. Let's stop talking about her now. The girl with the rainbow hair. She smiles as she opens up your way of thinking and perceiving. Having an open mind. I have got an open mind, but I've got some boundaries here. And you see, and the culture here is, so fair enough. People have broken up. Not a problem. They're not really with them. They're still married, but they're not really with them, even though they're living with each other. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're in the same house, even. So not to be. But, so I get that. And of course they deserve love, right? But when they haven't made that clean break with someone, it makes it tricky. And it means that you can't have a real relationship with them that's out there in the open air, there's always an underhanded thing about it, and no, I'm not having that. I'm just not having that. Anyway, so I'm kind of open-minded in a way, but I'm not choosing that for myself. She smiles as she opens up your way of thinking and perceiving. She knows you will see rainbow realities around her all the time. We're all light, she says, and her lips glimmer with the changing hues of transcendence. And yet, she winks, when we see the truth, sometimes we see it in technicolor, like a cracking open wide aha, and then we give the truth its shape through clear communication. Her brilliant energy pulses, and she speaks and chants. Geometric forms begin to appear in the space around her with every word, tone, and sound. Find the clarity in thought and seeing, she begins again. As new understandings are flowing down to you now, and not only will they be bolstered by logic and reason, but they'll also be heavily dripped in divine knowing. And they'll help you to see the path ahead of you with the most beautiful of lenses, the absolute truth. Aha! Discovered clarity, a calm that cuts through clouds. The perfect truth illuminates, confused veneer that shrouds. Got to be really tuned into ourselves though. Our realities. I was just taken back to a reading that I did last year in here, where we were given some information about twin flames and what it could all mean, and about that having to have open minds because we'd be creating a new way of being. Remember that? Do you remember that last year? When you wake up in the morning because you drink a lot of water during the day. Only after you wake up. What are you talking about? Oh. I used to pee myself while I was opening the door, unlocking the door. When I was at college in the UK, because it was a big journey to get back from the city. It wasn't a city, it was a town at the time. Now it's a city. Train from the walk to the big train station there in the city from the college, then the train ride, then the walk back. It was a long walk, hey, it was like 40 minutes or something from the train station to the house. It was a long journey, and by the time I was back home, I was desperate to pee. I'd often pee myself trying to unlock the door. Just, yeah, that. It happened a few times, so I can remember it so clearly. Just not, almost there as well. I was almost there. So what is all of this saying? I think it's saying that the work that we're putting in, it's coming good, and we've got to realize that now. And we don't need to be so defensive anymore, because we've got this. We've empowered ourselves. We know what it is that we want, or we're on the way to that, and that's okay too. So I think that's what it's saying. Maria, thank you. Higher self guidance for you. I did a reading for someone yesterday about a health thing. One of my long-time customers has got a family member in hospital, not doing very well at all. I don't know why I wanted to say that. Anyway, it does. It becomes more urgent, doesn't it? It's like your body knows. Apparently, your body does know. It knows if you're near a toilet. What was I watching? I was watching someone that was explaining about number twos, that we've got this. I don't understand the anatomy of it, the biology of it, but we've got this chamber. Anyway, I can't remember the details, but it's almost like the body checks to make sure that there's a toilet or a safe space or whatever before it will release a certain valve. I don't know what it is. It's weird. The body's very complicated. Anyway, Maria, higher self guidance for you. The fear of lack, soften and open. Fear of lack. Fear, worry, stressful situations. It causes us problems when we get ourselves into that state. So the fear of lack can really mess things up, have us making the wrong decisions. But having the vibes, it can give us the vibes that make us close down to solutions and what it is that we want. Closing you down rather than opening you up, the fear of lack. So the focus on what it is that you don't want is closing you down. So you need to distract yourself. Hey, Indira. You need to distract yourself from the lack, from the fear, from the negative focus. Distract yourself. It's not like we can stop ourselves from doing that, but distract yourself to something else so that you can open up to solutions. I know, you would be bad. Was I just thinking of them? Don't know. Okay, how can you distract yourself, Maria? It's like the ideal day stuff. You're all getting the same guidance, similar anyway. that I talked to Gabe about. Right and perfect. What's your ideal day? Like, get tuned into that, and you might like think that now's not the time to be doing things like that, getting focused on the big goals and stuff, because I've got this crap in front of me to deal with. But it's exactly what it's saying. It's like that crap in front of you to deal with will just kind of disappear. Have you ever done that? Have you ever got focused on something that's much bigger, and then you look back and it's like, why was I like focused on the little stuff that didn't really matter, or the little stuff that it just gets sorted out when you get focused on the bigger things in life. So write down your perfect day. Write down your ideal day and get focused on all of that. That's the ideal distraction for you from worry. Because the turtle head discussion. You know, I do like to run in the mornings, but I can't run in the mornings because I have to go to the toilet in the mornings. And even if I go to the toilet in the morning, I go for a run and it just shakes it all up. It's like when I go to training, especially in the afternoon. And well, in fact, when I go to training, start with the skipping warm up. Skipping warm ups shakes everything up. It makes me burp so much. It shakes all the gas out of my stomach. And then when I've done my 10 minutes of skipping, I need to go and pee. But when I first started training, the skipping, my pelvic floor, skipping makes your pelvic floor really strong, because when you first start it, your pelvic floor, nah, it's not good. So I used to have to I'd like start skipping within like 30 seconds, I have to go and pee. You're welcome, Maria. I need more coffee for this conversation. Oh, my body. Are you like this, Sandy? Is it just me? I was using 7.5 Ks. You see under, I don't know whether you can see it. Yes, you can. I've got 10 kgs here. I haven't used them yet. But this is my next step. It's really heavy. That is really heavy. That's my next step. Probably for leg days. Coffee. It's iced coffee today. From yesterday's brew. Listen to this. If I open up my freezer, it sounds like that. Took that ice out, and then I closed it. Listen. It goes whoosh. It's like an airlock. You close it up and it does this super freeze thing to make it cold. Skipping's better than Kegels, I've found. Skipping. Hi, Susanna. Skipping. Jumping up and down. It makes your pelvic floor really strong if you do it regularly. Skip every day. What else have I got here? Let's get one of these out just to get one of these out. £75. What's £75? Someone Google that. What's that in kilograms? That's a lot. Yeah, jump rope. That one. King of Cups. Oh, now we've got the King of Cups. It's gone from the Knight of Cups to the King of Cups. Integrity and stability. You don't always comment, but you usually. Yeah, skipping his jump rope. There you go. Right. So then he becomes the King of Cups because he has to. Like I was saying with the players, they're not necessarily always players, but if they can get away with it, they will. It's like we're not always lazy, but if we can get away with it, we will be, right? Hmm. What was it in real numbers, guys? In kilograms? Yep. Leveling up from the knight to the king. So then they can become the king because we're holding them to that. Just because of our energy. It's true. It's like with the law of attraction, right? At its simplistic form can be damaging because it can seem like we are in charge of what anyone else does, and that is not true, right? In other words, you can't change every player to be not a player. You can't choose someone and then expect it to be like a committed relationship. They've got to be putting some work in too, right? So people are going to be people. We can't change that. What we can do though is change. It will change some people, but the ones that have done the work in themselves, it will. Like I said, we will be lazy if we can get away with it. We will. Every single one of us will be lazy if we can get away with it. I think this one has grown up from being the knight. Did we have two knights out? I thought we had two knights of. Yeah, we do. Grown up from being the knight to the king now. Integrity and stability. 15 to 18, is it? I'm not going to do that in my head. Gabe. I'm doing this. You do that. I'll do this. Deal? I'm lazy. Like I said. You can Google it. You're not going to work it out in your head. King of Cups, integrity and stability. He's got no hair, but he's got good lips. Look. It's taken him a while. He hasn't got any hair anymore. But now he's the king. Why is his finger pointing like that? Or has it been chopped off? No, it's pointing. Like that. Hmm. 15 to 18. It's heavy. It's too heavy for me. I can't do too heavy. I did 7 point. No, I did fives. I did 5 kilograms with my curls yesterday. Just because my elbows take a lot with throwing so many punches every day. Especially now I've got new boxing gloves. They're very hard. My friend Joy, she's using my old ones now. They look good. But yeah, they're very hard. Like they need to go. It's like the pads when they're new, they're very hard. My elbows take a lot with punching. And even though even though my muscles can lift the heavier weights for curls or something, I don't. I go lighter. I go for the 5 kilograms because I don't want to hurt my elbows. It's King's version of a Vulcan peace sign, is it? Look what he's got. He's got 2 cups. Well, he's got 2 champagne flutes, even better. He's also got a halo there. Coming into his own, hey. Because he has to step up. Well, that's what I was getting, is that there's a lot of players out there, but it's because there's a lot of knights out there. It's because they can. It's because there's not enough people in integrity holding them to something else. Recognizing them for what they are. You're a dick and you're not going to be a dick with me, mate. I see through you. Okay. Hyperextension. My massage person. It's an eagle on his throat, Tim. Yeah, I was focused on that. It's very powerful. It's almost like You know what I was getting from this? And I had a dream about this as well. Um, what's her name? Thingy. The wife of President Obama. What's her name? Her Mrs. Obama. Um, she said something like about her ex. I think someone said to her, like, imagine how different it would be if you had married your ex. And she said, well, if I'd have done that, he would have been present. But there's something to that, is our energy with our partners either gets them to rise up and be their potential or not. Now, I'm not talking about falling in love with someone's potential. It's not all on us. Michelle, there you go, Michelle Obama. It's not all on us, but she's right. Is that she's got high integrity, and so whoever she chooses to be with is going to rise up. Is it the symbol for Isis? It's not familiar to me, the thing that's going on. It's holding something up. It's got the eye. God, I can't squat like this for very long. There's a lot of power in it anyway, that tat that he's got on his throat there. It's kind of cool, isn't it? It's kind of cool. It's going to speak with integrity. Yeah, impact. I'm very fast. I've got very fast muscles now. I've trained Muay Thai so much. I'm very fast. Um, yeah, there's certain things. I mean, I do like running, but there's certain things that I kind of actually take you back because there's just different types of fitness, right? I don't need to do curls and I don't want to be like massive. I get big around here anyway, very easily. I very rarely train arms. I mean, I'm going to in this program, but I very rarely do. I keep away from it because I get big easily, bigger than I want to be. I'm already very toned up there. Divine Feminine. So he's got the Divine Feminine energy at his throat there. There's something in that. There is something in that. We bring out the potential in someone if it's there in them. If it's not there in them. Oh, maybe this is why so many of us are doing that, falling in love with the potential, and we trip up ourselves up doing that. Falling in love with someone's potential when they just don't have it. We see it in them when it's not there. It's a fantasy. But maybe it's our souls knowing that we're going to be with someone like that does have the potential, and we are going to bring it out, and we're both going to do that for each other. The twin flame, because I did have flashbacks to that twin flame reading that I did ages ago. It was in here. It was last year, maybe in December. And it was about that. It was about seeing things from a new perspective, creating some kind of a new kind of relationship, paradigm kind of thing. But there was that something about lifting each other up, or there was something about the divine masculine placing the feminine, like lifting her up kind of thing. First, the divine masculine needs to be lifted up. So the divine feminine needs to lift herself up into her integrity, which then holds the divine masculine to be lifted up into his integrity. And then blossoms. It blossoms from there. Yeah, I've always had very strong upper body strength, Gay, and so I was training to be the on the England team for for kayaking, whitewater, slalom. I've always had very strong upper body. When I used to lift weights a lot in my 20s, I remember my boss saying, I think I was like sat in the office like this, like leaning back in my chair, and he was like, Jesus Christ, Claire. So you're starting to look like a triangle. Stop. You need to stop weight training. Yeah, that progression to me, I know with weight training, you want to do that. You want to lift heavier and heavier, but it just makes me go. Yeah. So, divine feminine, or the feminine within us, gets to be in integrity so that we are. Oh, you're leg dominant. Oh, yeah, not me. I'm building my legs up now. I do a lot of leg stuff. It is important to discern between potential and one that will remain in their integrity to actually attain their potential. Yeah, so they need to have done it already. They need to be showing the signs that they're already in integrity, at least some parts of their life, don't they? They need to be showing that they've got what it takes. There's got to be the evidence there. But they're also human beings. And if they can be lazy, then they will be lazy, as we are too. If your destiny is to be first lady, your husband would have to be president no matter who he is. Yeah, yeah. But you know what it's like. If we stay in integrity, then the people around us, they have to rise up. They have to rise up and do the right thing. They do. You can get the most unlikely behavior out of someone. I've had people amazed. Friends that don't hold themselves in high regards, amazed at someone treating me really well, someone that treats them really badly, treating me really well. And they're like, what the hell? But it makes sense. It's like, well, yeah, I've got like self-esteem and self-worth. Well, I've got twos, 2 kilogram, 3 kilogram, 5 kilogram, 7.5 kilogram, 10 kilogram. They're not so available 2 kilogram increments. Free will can subvert integrity and prevent attaining potential. There is always the choice too. We've got to remember that the free will involved here too. They can always go the lazy route. They could almost be getting there. They could almost be getting there and going, I'm going to rise up, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to be in integrity, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to be the king. And then they could get tempted. They could get tempted by the lazy options. We've always got the choice not to rise up to our potential, don't we? And not do it. We can just sit back and just give up. It's almost amazing that I'm not in this YouTube drive kind of thing. Got to that point of burnout that so many YouTubers do. Yeah. It's because I've been tweaking it along the way when I've been feeling that coming, that burnout coming. So now that I'm only doing 3 days of filming, it's still a lot. Someone was complaining about watching ads on my YouTube channel the other day. It's like, seriously. Seriously, I put all this work into it and you don't want to even watch an ad in it to pay me for it. That is something, isn't it? That's something. Let's get some more cards out. How interesting this information is. The knight goes to the king. If he's got it within him to do that. Let's see. I don't know. Oh, I have been getting the messages about leadership lately there. And I do know something about this man and leadership potential. Oh, some of the ads are like 20 minutes, are they? I don't know. I have YouTube Premium now. I don't see any of them. Beyond the ordinary. It's got to be this, hasn't it? Beyond the ordinary. It's got to be like, there's got to be signs of potential there already. Something beyond the ordinary, something special. There's that eagle. Well, it's an owl, isn't it? It's an owl. Wisdom of the heart. So we've gone from the eagle, the Isis thing on the throat, to the owl on the heart. Or is it a gremlin? It's a gremlin. No, it's an owl, I'm sure. You zone out and let it play. Toenail fungus. How do you get that one? Oh God, I get fitness gear ads on Facebook. I bought more fitness gear. I don't need more fitness gear. But it was cute. Damn it. I've got a habit. I do wear 2 lots of fitness gear a day. I do get through it. Just got to convince my laundry lady to sort out the padding brads and padding the bra, the workout bra padding things that just fold up and stuff. Try and convince her to sort that out so that I don't have to sit down for 15 minutes when I bring it home, straighten them all out. Oh, I'm sure she can do that for me. Beyond the ordinary, something beyond the ordinary. I'm looking for something special here, something to do with the heart and the wisdom of the heart. One of these and then we'll finish. Anyone else want a mini read before it's too late? We've got challenges here. Unbearable situations. Throw you directly into God's arms if you're open. Please take over, divine, and guide the right actions. Please take this burden and show me your will. Challenges. Just spent 20 minutes trying to get PayPal to work. Fighting with PayPal. Can be tricky. Sending it now. Cool. Let's stick around there. We've got perfectionism here. Oh, perfectionism. Permission to make mistakes is so freeing. Oh, yes. So this makes it even trickier, doesn't it? So we need to give them permission to be human, permission to make mistakes, but hold our integrity and see if they're going to raise up with us. But then not take that too far like we've done with codependency. This is the codependency trap, isn't it? It's like, well, yeah, I've done that before, and that led to a painful ending because they never raised up, and I allowed them to their mistakes and saw the potential in them and never raised up to it. They never raised up to it, and that was painful, right? See you, Sandy. Have a good workout. If anyone else wants to join me and Sandy in that program, check out Caroline Girvan, Girvan. She's amazing, and she's so great. She's lovely. She's beautiful. She's got an amazing, incredible body, and she just laughs at herself while she's doing it. She does it all along with us. It's great. Thank you, Mandy, for your donation. General guidance for you. PayPal's playing up for everyone, hey? So, Mandy, you've got, let's bring you down here. Working friend. A work friend. guidance and get what I want. A work friend that seems to be doing better than you can give you guidance to get what you want as well. I've got this feeling, Mandy, that you've kind of raised up and realized that you deserve more now. And it's okay for you to go for more, to ask for more. And there's someone at work who's your friend, someone that's easier to approach for you personally, will give you guidance to get what you want. In other words, you've raised up your self-worth. You know that you can go for more now. You might think to go for more, you need to go and talk to that big scary guy at work, but you don't. That's the worst person to go for. We've got this shift happening at the moment with the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Well, with masculine and feminine, moving away from masculine paradigms in work of being consistent and straightforward, and moving more into the feminine, honoring the feminine thing. This feels like a feminine energy. It might be a woman. It probably will be a woman, or it could be a man that's more in the feminine energy there. At work, who can give you better advice. In other words, you don't need to have more, you don't need to toe the line with the masculine way, is what I'm getting here. Someone who is more in the feminine and who is doing better than you can help you and give you the guidance to get what you want from your work. Make sense? Because I've got this feeling that you're pulling yourself back from it. It's like, well, yeah, I deserve more from work, but that means that I've got to go and toe the line with those scary guys and be like a robot and switch off my femininity completely. But that's not true. There's someone who is more open, who is doing better. Oh, I'm so glad that I've got my own business and I'm not in the corporate scene anymore. Whenever I get like guidance about workplaces and stuff, I'm always transported back to my days of corporate in my energy. I'm just remembering all of that. Oh, the bank took your new card. Are you still in that drawer? Your bank stuff. Oh, did you get the money back? Did the bank sort that out for you? How scary. Did you sort your computer out? There must have been someone logging your keystrokes on the computer. I saw this meme on Facebook the other day and it said what people think is behind them getting hacked, and it's like someone with all of these computers in a dark room and all of this, and what it really looks like underneath that, and it was the games on Facebook. The games on Facebook. It's like, what kind of potato are you? Or all of that stuff. Wonder Girl was talking about that. It makes sense. There you go, Mandy. Yeah, it's important. I questioned myself so much about this stuff when it came up in my guidance years ago. Early 2010 was to make sure with my business and the way it was going, to make sure I was doing it in the feminine way. And I was like, what does that even mean? My guys are like, that's what you need to figure out. I knew slightly what it meant. It meant me going with the flow and working when I wanted to work, especially because I used to have problems with my periods then. Don't so much anymore, rarely anyway. But I never wanted to work like the first 2 or 3 days of my period. And so I knew that much. The laptop died. Oh, that's good, Mandy. Yeah, that person. Ask them for guidance. Put the money back. Good. Someone tried to access the new card. How? You know what happened to my ex, my Yachty ex? Because he didn't have an address, he used to use his mom's address for his bank stuff. You know what someone did? Someone took the stuff out of her post box and accessed his account, which had a lot of money. He's a multimillionaire. Had a lot of money in it, and they started taking money out. His bank, of course, contacted him. It was put an end to it very fast, but it was someone actually taking post out of the post box. They'll try anything, eh? They'll try anything. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you everyone for coming along. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for all your donations, your presents. Let's do this on Friday. Hope you get it sorted out, Christine. Yeah, you need to get to the bottom of how that's happening, right? Because, yes, access to your new card. It's very suspicious, isn't it? That's why I like Apple products. You don't get hacked. I got hacked. I got hacked in from one of those keylogger things when I used to have a PC. That was from MSN or something like that. Remember? Well, before we had Facebook Messenger and stuff like that, we used to have MSN Messenger. Thank God I went Apple. You don't get hacked. So much safer. So, thanks everyone. Have a good day, have a good night, whatever it is, wherever you are. I will see you on Friday. Bye. Oh, that was 2 hours. Wow.